All right. So the next step after idea generation and everything that goes into actually selecting a topic, we get into the actual content creation phase of this process. And the first thing you're going to have to do before you actually create any content is just go out there and spend some time learning your niche. If you aren't already an expert or if you already don't have a high level of understanding of the topic you're going to write about, you want to just go out there, just do a quick Google search on your topic, read through a few articles, find some forums. That's another great place. Forums, you actually do have experts talking about your topic, and they actually give insight into their actual experiences, what their friends have experienced, so forth, so on and so forth. And that's a great insight that you can't really get from normal blogs or articles if someone else, that if the person that wrote it doesn't actually have experience with it. So first things first, just go out and learn as much as you can about your niche and what people that might potentially buy your ebook are kind of looking for, the information they're looking for, the hints, tips, tricks, secrets, whatever you want to call it. What is it that they're getting for, buying your ebook? So once you have that and you have a solid understanding of the niche itself or the topic itself, you're going to have to go through this topic, research, outline, and writing sequence, which, if you think back to high school, it's essentially writing, those 20-page essays. That's essentially the process that we're going to go through to write this ebook. And there's two ways to do this. You could obviously, write it yourself, or you can outsource all of it to someone on Odesk or Elance, and they'll be happy to, do the research. They'll outline the book for you, and they'll even write it. So, but there are a few considerations when you do go that route. So I'm actually not going to explain the first way, just writing it yourself. I'm hoping that if you are getting into this ebook passive income business, you do have a, standard of writing that qualifies you to actually publish these ebooks. So I'm not going to go down the writing path. I will talk briefly about the outsourcing here. So Elance and Odesk are actually called Upwork now, and it's I actually didn't know this until about 5 minutes ago. But when you go to Upwork, it works the exact same way. You can just do a quick search, for ebook writer, and you'll get a bunch of people. And these guys have varying rates, varying expertise, and obviously varying amount of jobs that they've done. So you kind of have to just peruse through here and look for someone that matches your budget and also has experience in what you want to talk about. So the easiest way is just obviously make a standard message and just send a bunch of emails out being, hey, do you know anything about this topic? Do you know anything about this topic? Do you know anything about this topic? And you'll get responses saying, hey, I'm actually an expert at this, or, oh, no, I don't really know anything. I'm going to have to spend 2 hours researching this. And the thing with that is, obviously, if you pick a very complex topic, not many people are going to know what that topic is about, and they're going to have to spend a few hours learning it before they can actually write it. And depending on the hourly rate that they charge, that can actually add up. So, you know, going through some of these people, like $16 an hour compared to $65 an hour. And if he has to do 2 hours of research, that's $130 right off the bat. So the main thing here, another thing you could do is actually do the outline for them, maybe skip that step and just have them do topic research in the writing. Um, but it all just depends on how much you want to sink into this ebook, cost wise. But at the end of the day, I personally, just from a little bit of experience here, I've hired some of these $7, $10 an hour guys, and none of these actual people, because so I can't actually comment on Raymond and his $5 an hour if he's could be a great VA. But at the end of the day, I have outsourced for these lower rates, and I actually haven't been too happy with the results I got. Obviously, if you hire someone for $65 an hour, you're hoping that it's going to be a much higher level quality and you'll probably be happier with this. But to turn a profit, it's going to take you a little bit longer, so it might not be beneficial in the long run. But personally, these $5 an hour, $10 an hour guys, I would stay away from. um, One thing I have done is I'll do the topic research and the outline myself, And I'll actually, once I have the outline, I'll actually select a few chapters that I think are a little bit easier to write, and I'll outsource those to one of the, higher rate people for maybe $20 an hour. So they'll write two chapters at $40 rather than writing, 12 chapters, which would obviously bring down my cost a lot while I'm also having a much closer, control over the actual quality. But at the end of the day, this just comes down to how confident you are in your writing, how much time you want to spend, and how much of a budget you have to produce one ebook. And if you're trying to keep your cost underneath, let's say $50 an ebook, going the outsourcing way is probably not the best bet. But again, it is possible to find a great writer. One of the countries that I've heard great things about is the Philippines. There's actually a high level of English mastery over there. And based on our currency, if you're in the US or the UK, our currency is actually, the conversion rate is actually in our favor. So you can actually get a lot of writing done, a lot of high quality writing done for a low cost. So Philippines is definitely one of the places to check out if you're trying to outsource all this. So again, that's about it for content creation. Don't want to get too far down this since it's one of the actually the smallest part of this entire process. But make sure that whatever you are putting out there is of a high quality, even if you're writing it yourself or you're outsourcing it. Just make sure that quality is there because you don't want returns. And on Amazon, if they leave a negative review, that's going to really tarnish the future earning potential of your ebook. So make sure it's just at a point where if someone was to pay, $2 for this or $2.99, they are going to be happy with the content they're receiving.